All right, folks. I'm waiting on parts for that car. So that means we'll go back to this one. So the plan, we're going to try this idea with the running board thing, or non-running board. Well, we'll start on the other side. I kind of want to redo the fenders, but the way I kind of want to do it is just get some round bar and we'll stick it into the fender and redo the bottom. I kind of think I want to get rid of the lip, but we might just do a cut up here, drop it down to where it's supposed to go. Probably do the same in the back. I kind of want the fender to go a little bit lower down. It's not bad, but we might do the same here. I don't know just yet, but we'll toy with the front. And then I got some exhaust pipe that I'll probably be using for the truck. So we can probably mock that up just as an idea where the exhaust pipe is going to go. So I guess we're getting started here. The plan is we'll practice on the passenger side in case it goes bad. Well, whatever. It's just the passenger side. I don't have to see the mess up every time I walk up to it. All right, let's get going. Alrighty, here is our game plan. We did some CAD. I got the shape that I wanted. Then I added some tape just because I want to tip this edge because we have a bead roller now. So we should be able to tip this edge to get us similar to the way the stock fender was. I was going to put a piece of steel in there, but you see how this is kind of rolled a little bit. So we're just going to do a little bit of the same. See how close we can get. I gift a little bit of overhang. This is actually where it's got to get trimmed to, but we'll start by basically sticking that in the bead roller and trying to fold this completely over. If that works, then we can I'll probably do it to a 90 so I can manipulate whatever I need, and then we can kind of give her a heave over one more time. At least that's the plan. This thing works well on here. It wouldn't do 16, like the jaw wouldn't fit, but with this stuff, I think it's 19 gauge is what I'm using right now. Yeah, let's take her to the bead roller and see if this works. A fence would be ideal, but we'll try it. Not very tight. I'm gonna need a little slower. At least till we get the first wave through here. Be easier to follow once there's a groove. A little too slow. That's not ideal. Every time it hits this thing, I get a bump. There's like still burnt plastic in here. I think that's better. It kind of only goes so tight, you just kind of do pressure on it after. Thinking we're in a groove, we can go a little faster. That one's just naturally not going to be happy. You can see here, this is supposed to be rounded, so we're probably going to use the stretcher shrinker in that spot. And we probably have to do some shrinking there too. Yeah, there's just way too much material there. All right, well, this one we might just do on the workbench and just kind of hand shrink it. I'll do that. So I built these benches purposely with curves to do stuff like this. See? So I should be able to get in here and just kind of hammer, try to shrink it anyway. Going in the area I want it to go. Essentially, we're kind of getting what I want. It's not pretty, but nobody's going to see it. It's behind the fender. I think this one's okay. We'll tuck this around as well, because we got the curve. I don't care that there's a sharp edge on the inside. We can, once it's curved in, the panel will kind of, well, we should shrink that with the shrinker there. Let's pull that thing out and work on it beside the truck here. I got to build a better base for this thing yet. It's good, but it's not very stable. Anyways, here's where we are going. I like this. I want to shrink this just a little bit to give it a little bit of roundness so it's not straight. So, and then, I don't know, you've seen a stretcher shrinker. We'll get you. Anyways, we get her in there and try to give her a couple shrinks.
So I like where that is going. I don't want this on the ground. We're gonna give it a little bit of room. If we're in the grass, it'll look like it's right on the ground. Okay, now we gotta do this whole edge. Make it, I want this to basically go here, so we gotta get this to stretch all the way around. Before I'm done this project, I'm probably gonna beef this thing up. At least if you overdo it, you can go to the other side. You can reverse your bobo. Not too bad. I think we got to trim a little more here because can't get it close enough. I think it's okay. I purposely didn't want that bump in there, like I was trying to get rid of that. We could have bead rolled it in or did something if we wanted it, but I'm okay without it. I'm gonna get a flap and we'll work that thing a bit.
Yowzer, eh? That made that fender look huge. There's still a little bit of tweaking. I I got a little too much, we shrank it a little too much. Should have been a little more straighter. We're kind of rolling the edge, but I think I have to almost bring this back and stretch and shrink it to kick it back out. I goofed, and we'll fix it. But basically to fix it, like I say, we're gonna roll this edge out, and then I can throw it through the kick shrinker again before we actually weld it on. Anyways. Wow. I actually can't get over it. Without getting rid of that line, it just makes the fender look so much bigger. It's awesome. Anyways, before we mess up some good steel, just because we've been working up on that over there, we got some really crappy tin, but I'm thinking of just waffing it there and kind of doing the rolled lip and just to see what it looks like. I mean, overall, technically there's going to be a pipe underneath there, so let's just, instead of a running board, let's try something. And my thought is going to be, I don't know if that I have anything really good, but I don't want to cut up the good steel if I don't. Well, I don't know. That's a really terrible mock-up, but it's different. So we want to go to the edge of this fender. I'd like there to be a bit of a flat, but then I'd like it to roll, and then instead of the door just being a slab coming down, I want the door to come here, half roll, and then come out to like a square. I know that sounds silly, but kind of like the running board would have been, even though I don't want to put a running board on. We probably have a few dents we got to figure out how to fix too. I don't think we can work with that. I wonder if I can just bend. Yeah, it's a terrible representation though. Let me come up with something. So I don't think I have any scabby steel I can. Oh, if we do, we have lots of crap steel outside. That was all burnt. That I don't feel bad cutting up and using. Experiment. If it works good, great. Then we can make it off a nice piece of steel. Okay. I guess that's it for tonight. Tomorrow I can go grab some of that steel. I don't want to go. There's a lot of snow out there, so. Okay. Till tomorrow. We'll grab some junk steel and we'll be able to fabricate some, fabricable some things together here. Alrighty folks, another day. It is super cold out, so I don't feel like picking up that steel, like digging through the snow and whatnot. So, I still have to do this side. So let's do this fender, and let's just do the rear fenders. Let's just get those things mocked up, and then maybe we'll play with a bit of CAD and try some designs with that. I think that is the way to go. Only due to the cold weather. I don't know what it is. I think it's just over minus 30 Celsius here, so yeah, it's nice and warm in here, so I'm enjoying that over the outdoors. All right, well, you see I did goof a little bit around with this. I think this is gonna be a pretty neat look, but we won't know for sure, so we'll do a bit of CAD work. We wanna get our fenders all made, so we'll grab our pattern. We will go to the other side here, and we'll see if this thing, you know, if my junk matches from side to side here. Hopefully. Hopefully we got a plan here. Oh yeah, this is looking pretty mint. Alrighty. Well then, let's cut another one of these. Let's tip it, do all the stuff I did other than screwing up the edge. We have to fix that on the other side. This edge, when I rolled it, I gave it a little too much round, so it makes the fender look broken when it comes down. It kind of hits that and then flops off a bit. Looks like we got to actually get in here and hammer this down a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. See? You can see that little crease? She got a little zinger at some point in her life here. It's pretty easy, just a little bit of hammer dolly. That should get that right out. Actually, I'll put a big flat dolly and then we'll kind of smack it with a slapper. That should get this pretty good. And then we can continue to cut this thing off right there and make our stuff.
All right, I'm shrinking this only enough to get these little ripples out. I want this panel to be pretty straight. You can even see like the curve kind of comes like this, so I just want to get it flat and then I'll figure it out later. Well, I kind of goofed this one up. I can't get it on my curve very well. So I'll have to find a compromise. Well, that looks nice. We'll stick in a little dolly and then we'll kind of wallop it around there a bit. Yeah, it's still okay. I don't know that I want this too much over because, well, it's gonna hold garbage, and if I tilt it up like this, there's just too much junk is gonna sit in there. Here I can at least kind of still fall out, hopefully. Not too happy with that edge, but we can fix it a little bit. Man, good enough. All right, well, we got a little bit of tweaking here to do because it kind of looks like it does this, but I won't worry about it right now. We can fix that up later. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it looks okay. Kind of doing a little sweep to make sure the other side's similar to that. So we fixed up this thing that I used to wobble around. Just took some pallet racking extra stuff, so we quickly burned up a bracket. This thing is uber solid now. If anything, it's a little too high, but I'm okay with that because I'm kind of always lifting it anyways to get into the jaw. So yeah, if I don't like it, we'll figure it out. But anyways, we got that done. I almost goofed up because when I traced out my pattern, I had it on the wrong side, or the doodle I did. So yeah, we nipped that one. All right. Because that's about where we want. Let's do these rear fenders, get them same dealio, and then we can start cardboard templating what I think we should have. These should be pretty darn quick because it's not as much as that, although we're
I do want to follow that little swoop at the bottom here. All right. Well, these will be simple, so they're pretty mangled down here anyway, so I think it's going to really exaggerate the truck, because that line kind of breaks up the bottom of the truck, and right now when I took that out, that fender, it just looks bigger, it looks meatier. I like it. I think once there and the bumper's on, that's going to look cool. A little mixed on that. I think it's right, but I feel I like that it does something, but I don't know. I feel almost like it should do that, but I do like, it's probably because up here is still too fat. This needs to be rounded more. It can't go around this lip, and we got to still cut and weld this in, but I don't want to do that yet in case I have to tweak some stuff. So alrighty, rear fenders, let's get it on that.
Well, now that we're back to where we should have started, I actually made the two pieces. I drew them out so I wouldn't do this, and I made two left sides. I doodled it. I like, oh, that's close. I almost tipped it backwards, so you see me redraw it, and yeah. Well, I made a spare. All right, we have this one all kind of made up. It's loosey-goosey. I'm getting better, like pre-shrinking everything, because there's not as much. It's not as screwed up, I guess. I actually can take this to the table, and actually I'll probably fold this corner really quick. But anyways, we're getting close. We're gonna bang this out a bit because it's pretty bumped up, and chop it out, and we'll finish getting this piece in there. Then that'll get us all four corners all done. Well, test fitted anyways. Alrighty, so after redoing our goof up, our test panel, anyways, we have both sides. They're in. They're not 100%, but it's good enough to give us the visual right now of while their fender's dropped. I don't know if anybody else notices that, how big that fender looks. Just because that line, I've always used to seeing these trucks with that line on it. You take that out, just make the fender perfectly flat, makes the fender look bigger, like way bigger. Like this fender, we didn't extend it too much. That one because we raised the fender up, but that's, you know, technically where the fender would have been kind of thing. We're pretty close to it. It's an amazing difference. All right, because it was still super cold out, I didn't get junk steel. I'm not gonna wreck or waste a lot of steel on this. We're just gonna go get some CAD and some cardboard, and we're gonna
just tape. We're gonna tape and try stuff. That's basically where we're going with this here. So let's go. Let's just start doodling on stuff. I'm gonna clean off this bench here, or our work table, and we're gonna probably start with a piece going straight across. Like I'm feeling it. Well, I'd like a round, but I don't know if round would work. We're probably gonna go flat just so these fenders will flow with themselves. And then from there, my idea anyways was kind of like to taper this up and in. So we'll probably do that to a very small round edge is what the big picture will be, but enough talking. Let me just start taping stuff together and we'll see what we come up with.
I'm not sure. It's really different. It's going to be like pretty radical, I guess. I'm going to sit and ponder about it for a while I contribute to my template fund here. I got to restock it.
Better? Well, that's a little different, eh? It looks, I don't know. Maybe because it's up so high? I don't know. Let's lower it a bit here and have a big. I think that definitely would help the cause. All right. Let's try that perspective. Well, that helps. It's weird. I did spray paint it so folks might get a visual, but you gotta imagine this thing's gonna get cut. My door's gonna get cut into here. Like there's gonna be probably like, you know, either a big slot or like some way we're gonna have our exhaust tips coming through here. The only thing that looks weird is because it does look sharp, and I don't want that to be sharp. I want these to be like round pipe, not quite that big, but like it's gonna have this transition here, and then it would have a mild transition here. So it just kind of rolls and comes down. So then over here, the idea is just same thing. Like it's almost like a fat step. I don't know how to make this flow with that. So I was just gonna keep this trend going into the back instead of having, you know, how these trucks normally just had a bump down to the running board and then it went flat. Maybe we'd still keep what looks like a step there. And then it has another round that transitions. And then from here, we'll have like a cut slot, like a step, or like a two-piece to keep the cab separate from the box. Because now this is going to be molded with the cab and not floating like a running board. So we might have to just slice this, maybe, you know, whatever, like a door gap, kind of a gap going through, I think. I'm not sure. Because if you connected the two fenders, there could be some weird flex, and that's just going to cause some stuff happening over there. I'm not 100%. This might be nice if this came here again and rolled like up to this. We might have to finish this one down, but instead of this panel just abruptly going here, maybe here and having a half roll into that. I don't know. I think we got to sit and think about this. Not 100%. We got a lot of half-finished things going on. We're not sure about the roll pan. Well, the video for me hasn't gone up quite yet, so I haven't got feedback on that one. And then this one, I dig it. It's just, yeah, it's different. I don't know. We might have to actually try to make it, and then we'll see if we like it. At least one side. We could always ditch it if it's no good. It's a tricky one. Anyways, you know what? I think I'm going to sit and think about this for a while. So, I think that's where we're going to leave this one. So as always, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.